Hi everyone, Stephen Young's my name. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and this video is looking at how to take the front off gauges for Yamahas. Now the specific Yamahas are Yamaha DT250s from 1974 through to 76, so basically the A, B and C models. There may be variants, but these are the gauges that I am working with. I have 4 bikes which I'm currently restoring. And as you can see, the faces on these clocks are okay, but the bodies are rusted. So obviously for a full restoration, we want to make sure that the bodies are up to standard. Some of the faces that I've taken off are like this, so I'll be looking at replacing those or putting a vinyl cover over those. They can be purchased on the internet. I'm yet to buy some, but I'll be looking to do that in a future video, hopefully. The reason for making this video is I've had trouble getting out this stem for the trip meter, and there are a number of screws on the back. You can take those screws off, but once they're off, you cannot get that out unless you get this off. And I searched everywhere on YouTube and couldn't find it, so I thought I'll make this quick video. First off, thanks to a lot of people on a number of Yamaha forums who gave me a number of suggestions. And basically, by putting all those suggestions together, I was able to work out what to do. So, first off, what you'll need to do is actually have a setup like this, which has been made out of some MDF board. And the idea is to cut out a circle, put some padding in there, so that it is roughly fits in one of your instruments. So basically what you have to do is take this plastic cover off, so you can expose the back of the rim. Now, on a Speedo, what you have is you've got your trip meter here, and that's in the way because what you need to make up, and this is the carcass of a tacho, is a metal rim. I've used basically some metal flashing that I had, just a bit of thin aluminium flashing. You cut it out, and the idea is to slip it over there, so when you are prying that edge off, you're not damaging your instrument out of cover, out of case. So that's a good idea. When it comes to a Speedo like this, you can wrap tape around, or you can be very gentle. Now, I'm not going to show you the full process of taking this off because there is a YouTube video about that, but basically you need to get that into this socket. You need to hold it down tightly, and you then start to slowly, depending on the instrument, you may need a smaller screwdriver just to start the process off. And it takes a little bit of time to do, but once you start to get it, roll that edge up slowly, as I'm doing now, and as you can see here, it is very slowly working its way up. Sorry, this is my first video, so if it's not fantastic, please excuse me. So it's just a matter of just keep on slowly prying that up all the way around. And what you'll find is that you'll start to get under the edge, and it'll start to move quite well. So you can see there that I'm starting to get it up. So I'll stop here now on this one. But the idea is that you eventually roll the whole face so that you have it like this. It gets a little bit crinkled. That's to be expected. But once you put your rubber cover back on, that will hide that Putting it back on will be a matter of inserting it correctly and rolling it back around. And once again, there is a YouTube video on that. As I said, I'm concentrating on how to get this out. So just to move on, looking at this gauge, there's a little screw in the end here. You may just see that screw. It's a little bit rusty. You've got to first get that out. One that I've done screwed out beautifully. The other one didn't. So I actually had to, with a very small drill, slowly drill that out. So you thread it in the end, then this will come off. And once that's off, it exposes the shaft like that. So here's one with the little screw in it, and I'll move this board away now, so hopefully you can see things a little bit better on the back, on a white background. So once you have taken the face off, put that to the side, you're then left with the instrument gearing all exposed. And there are two screws on the back here, and with a screw, just a small little screwdriver, apply some pressure because there is always some resistance there, and we don't want to wreck the head of the screws. You take these two screws out like that, put them to the side, and as you'll see, you cannot get that out unless you get that shaft out. And that shaft, once screwed on, and over time it's probably seized up a bit, you can't get it because there's a little bracket in there which deflects the light when you've got your instrument light in the back there. So as you can see, you can't get it out. So what I worked out you need to do is, with a screwdriver, you need to move that all the way forward like that. Get a screwdriver and undo this screw. Now that screw is attached to, sorry once again guys, is attached to this little bracket. So that screw is attached to that little bracket. Now that little bracket basically is the stop mechanism for turning the turning this little trip meter. So once you've unscrewed that a little bit, you don't have to do it all the way. You can see that it's loose. You can see I'm moving it. So once you've got it in that position, and I did apply some WD-40 over 1 or 2 days, what you then do is you get some long nose pliers and you pinch that very tightly, and then with another set of pliers, and I'll just make sure that I'm in view here of the camera, grab the end of the shaft and turn it clockwise. So what you'll find is that once you've got it loose, it will just turn out like that. Whoops. So it turns like that, which allows you to lift the mechanism straight out. So there you can probably see a bit better. Here's the shaft here. I'll just try and make sure that you can see it. That little shaft there, or threaded shaft, which that screws onto. So when you screw it on, it's screwed on anti-clockwise. And here you can see, I'll just point to it, this little part of the mechanism, and effectively this sits over the top and stops it as part of the whole trip computer mechanism. So now that I've got it out, I'll be able to pull this to bits a little bit more. There's a couple of screws on the side here, so this whole cylinder drops off. You can then get in to then start to clean up this mechanism better. What it'll also allow me to do is, as you can see in there, it's all very rusty. So I will take that off to the metal stripper, get it all stripped off, re-chromed. I'll then get the suitable paint, I'll paint it, and then I can look to put this all back together. Once I have some new faces, I'll apply the new faces, put that all on. And as I said, there are other YouTube videos that show that part of the process, but I wanted to show to those guys out there, or girls, that are looking to restore the gauges, how you need to access this shaft so you can get it out. All right, so look, as I said, Stephen Young's my name, from Melbourne, Australia, restoring a couple of DT 250s, A, B and Cs, and it's a bit of a project, but I'm looking forward to getting into it. Got all the bikes stripped, engines are all sitting to the side, frames are all about to get powder coated, and 2 of them will be restored to original Concours, and the other 2 will be street scramblers because they're not matching engines and frames. Anyway, if you like the video, please like it, and if I get enough likes, maybe even 2 or 3, I might do another video. Anyway, cheers, and enjoy your restorations and safe riding. Bye for now.